everybody. Welcome to another episode of Tiger Dads, the podcast about what it means to be a parent of a junior golfer. We make the mistakes so you don't have to. I'm Jason Sklar, my co-host, Bo Bass. Thank you so much for being here. First of all, how are you? Let's start there.
I'm good. It was a good weekend.
Good weekend. You had a tournament this weekend.
You know, when the kids do well in tournaments, it's like the whole week's better.
It raises up your glow. It shouldn't. Like you glowed up a little bit. I can feel it. And also, we're in a good time of year. I feel like for both of our kids, we've seen improvements in our kids. I know your daughter has sort of reshaped her swing, and it's really starting to click for her. And that's a great feeling. We got a great guest on the show today.
Very excited.
Future star in the sport.
I mean, current college star, future pro star.
Let them know who's coming on.
We got Jasmine Koo from USC, I think currently ranked 9th in the world.
Amazing. And finding out from her sort of what it took for her to be where she is, what it means to play big-time college athletics, and certainly, you know, you said USC was in the finals last year against Northwestern. They have a shot.
Top teams in the country. They got a lot of players coming back.
I want to hear what that's like because team golf is a bit of a different feel, a little Ryder Cup-y vibe, and what it means to be a member of a team. I'm curious to hear what she has to say about that, like taking all this individual sport that you've really tried to achieve in, and then you become part of this team, and it's like, it's a huge deal. We'll talk
different experience, certainly.
So I want to talk today, though, and we were talking before about taking your child as they progress within the sport to the different levels and sort of leveling up and the transitions between one level to the next level, because I think those can be sticky times for parents and kids a little bit.
There are some very we've talked about this. They're very distinct stages.
Right.
Like not everyone's Jasmine Koo top 10 in the amateur rankings. It's sort of like how we get there. And it's from like taking your kid to the course and how we playing in the bunkers all the way to competing in tournaments and what those stages are. I mean, I think there's some inflection points and transitions and how do we navigate those is really the question.
Totally. All right. So if we're starting with like, let's just get our kid on the course and let her have fun running around, chasing stuff, taking a couple swings here and there, digging a hole in the bunker, whatever keeps this person on the course having fun, right? That's probably stage one.
Yeah, we've talked about that. We had a whole episode dedicated to like
getting started.
Organizations to start your kids, ways to get your kids into golf beyond, bribing them with ice cream.
Yes.
And yes, that is, I mean, that's probably like, that stage is probably 2 years.
Right.
Of, hey, we're having fun. We're starting to get a coach and take some lessons.
And you're probably in your mind, and tell me if I'm wrong, because I was a little bit like this. You're also gauging like at what point is there like zero resistance to me saying, hey, let's go play some golf, to the point where maybe they're like, let's go to the golf course.
Can we go to the golf course?
Can we go to the golf course?
And again, I think that's why that first stage is like, let's just keep it fun.
Yep.
Get them some swag so they'll take it out to the course, some new shoes, head covers, ball markers. It's like just that first year, it's like there's no expectations.
None.
Just have fun. Slowly get them finding a coach.
It's like being in a casino, right? You're like, can I stay? I don't need to win money tonight. Can I be at the table all night and get a night of entertainment?
Yes, exactly.
Break even.
I like that. So let's equate our toddlers with gambling. Let's just keep them at the table.
Having a child is like gambling. It's a huge risk in your own life. Anyway, all right. So that's stage one. Stage two, okay, maybe they're working with a coach a little bit. The swing's coming along a little.
I mean, I think it's sort of like you find a coach the kid likes working with.
Yeah.
And I think at the early stages, 5, 6, 7, 8, it's like 30-minute attention span. Like,
that's it.
Don't try to grind out 2 hours grind sessions with a coach. Like that's not happening. The kids that young don't have that attention span.
And at that age, they're what? Just sort of building a repeatable swing or learning the points along?
I think it's sort of like finding a coach that can translate to a child like I can't. I still can't translate to it's like I outsource that.
Yeah.
Number one piece of advice, outsource all the coaching. Unless you're a professional coach, outsource all the coaching. And that's just not for golf. I think that's like anything.
Even if you're a professional coach, like there's things that I've said to my daughter that her golf coach has said to her the exact same thing, and she will not hear it from me, and she will 100%
Yeah, absolutely. So outsource the coaching.
Yep.
Just be dad, just be mom, let the coach be the coach. But like, yeah, you've got 6 months, a year of like just the fundamentals of how to swing a club, you know, and again, driver to wedge to putter, those are all different skills. So it's like, have a coach teach that and sort of build that for, 6 months, a year.
Till where there's maybe like some consistency of striking the ball to where it feels like they're going to step up to the ball and most likely hit it forward, most likely hit it straight. Not everyone's going to be a strike.
Let's just go forward.
Forward. Okay. Forward. So then you get through that phase and that stage. And then what is the next phase?
So that next step is like, okay, how do I get my kids started in tournaments? And I think the tournaments, looking back in hindsight, are not about winning. It's not about like, hey, this is our results. I honestly think the tournaments for us were so great because it was an opportunity for Emmy to meet other kids.
So here's your chance to meet other golf kids.
Yeah, and like, maybe some of the organizations, if you're starting off the first tee or girls golf, there's a chance to meet other kids, but like to go out and compete and spend 2 hours, because I think early on it's like 9 holes.
9 holes.
Spend 2 hours with a bunch of other kids.
9-hole par threes.
Yeah, short courses, like no big deal.
And a little bit learn how to, they call your name out. It's your turn to step up, take a swing.
Learn the basic rules.
The rules of the game without worrying about results. Okay, that's a good phase.
What's interesting,
how long?
I would, if you go in with the right mindset, so we started tournaments at 8.
Okay.
I know you started a little bit later. We started at 8, and in hindsight, I kind of wish we started earlier.
Yeah.
And not because of the results or, indoctrinating her into like competitive golf, but really more, I wish we had started earlier with just like the plan of like meeting more kids and doing more things and
making the tournament second nature, the vibe and the whole sort of ritual of what it is to show up to the course and putt your practice
have a little
putts.
routine, get yourself warmed up. Yeah. I think I wish we'd started earlier just because it's like
6, 7,
maybe like 6 or even 7. I mean, U.S. kids, and then here in Southern California, the SCPGA tournaments.
Yeah,
they're really fun. At that age, it's like they're so cute.
Yes.
We were at a tournament this last weekend, and we were going down one fairway, and my daughter looked over, and you could see the little peewees, like the 6, 7-year-olds, and she was like, "Oh, look how cute they are!"
So
and I was
cute.
like, "Yeah, I kind of missed that. That was cute."
So cute. There was a group right behind us that like their tee off point was so far forward that they would just walk up to right where we were hitting our second shot. And they'd be like right there ready to tee off. We're like, it's going to be a little bit, guys. It's going to take us a little bit to get onto the green.
But it is cute. And again, managing the expectations of not
course.
like,
of course.
We've all talked about this, like how serious we took it when she was 8 and I would like pull my hair out when she's missing putts. And I'm like, man,
you can't
just appreciate how cute they are.
Just appreciate how cute they are. That's your phase and your stage. So beginning, you just keep on the course having fun. Then maybe get a coach and work on the swing for a year or so. Then if they feel ready to go into some tournaments to meet other kids and stuff like that, this low pressure, low stakes stuff for a couple years, you think?
I mean,
maybe
I don't care
every kid's different.
How talented your kid is, how good they are. Yeah. I mean, honestly, we got really lucky. Emmy, first season out. Okay, aside, go watch the short game with your kid.
Yeah.
It's on Netflix, documentary about a bunch of 8-year-olds at World Championships. Super fun.
Yep.
There's some moments where you see some parents misbehave a little bit, but it's really cool. Watch with your kids. Your kids will love watching it.
They will.
It skews your perception.
Right.
Because I didn't know. I watched when Emmy was like 3, and I'm like, I'll never get to do that, right? Because you're watching like Alexa Pano, who hopefully we'll have on here one day, is,
sure.
She's an 8-year-old, like shooting multiple shots under par,
right?
At 8,
right?
And like you're watching this, and you're like, oh my god, like how
do we even come close to that?
You assume that they're all like that, but they're not.
Yeah,
Alexa was a phenom.
She was, and you do have to remind yourself that. And again, it's about, and I have to keep doing this for myself. It's about, can your kid improve next to how they're doing? Can they feel good about their game a little bit within they're playing against themselves, really. That's it. It's really that. And so there's that phase, which could be a few years. But if you notice in your child a desire to practice more and play more, because now you're at a point where if you keep progressing to like 11, 12, 13, 14, the kids who are left playing this sport at this point are all pretty good. certainly in Southern California. And
yeah,
Texas
I mean,
and
we're
Florida.
skewed because Southern California, I'm sure Florida, Texas, a couple of these states, again, you have like mass populations and you got some kids that are just phenomenal. But there are kids, my daughter's 12, your daughter's 11. There are kids that haven't picked up a club yet at that age that will be better than our kids in 3 years.
100%.
Right? So there's not this, I don't know.
It's not a pressure of a time, right? Yeah. But so if you're at that point and your kid has an interest in the sport, like how do you transition them from, okay, we take a lesson a week and we play around maybe once a week to, okay, if you want to take your score from this number and shave 6 strokes off, what do you have to do?
Yeah, a lot of work.
Practice,
right?
A
lot of practice.
So how do you help your kid get there? I'll reveal why I'm asking this question now, because selfishly I want to know the answer, because I think that's where my daughter is in her development right now. I think she has a great swing, and I think she has the potential to really help her game come to the next level. But I think in order to do that, she's kind of gone as far as she can go with how much time and energy we've put in. So the question is, how do you help your kid go to not the grinding stage necessarily, but a little bit, to go to the next level, to put in WERK work?
So this isn't even advice just for junior golfers. Like I talked about this for my own game. Like as a golfer, I've plateaued.
Sure.
Because I try to play once a week and maybe I get out and practice once a week. So there's like a limit to where you can get with that.
As good as you can be.
As good as you can be. And it's the same thing for the juniors. Like your daughter has improved so much over the last year. She's shooting like in the 80s right now, like low to mid 80s.
Yeah, low to mid 80s, yeah.
And practicing once a week, playing tournaments every week, like that's kind of the cap. I think to take it, and like the coaches will tell you too, right? To get to that next level, if you want to shoot in the 70s, and like we're trying to shoot in the 60s,
right?
Like that becomes like almost a full-time like thing. And you don't have, like, your junior golfers do not have to shoot in the 60s, right?
No.
This is just talking about like if you want to take that step.
If they want to sleep in the house, they got to shoot in the 60s. Otherwise, it's the garage. No, but yes, there is the thought that, like, do I have to go out on a course every day? Because some people don't belong to country clubs. They don't have access to courses every single day. They're not they don't have the time or the energy. Their kids involved in another thing that's maybe in school or something like that. Is it enough to say, okay, you got to work on putting 30 minutes a day, and that'll be your golf for today when you can't get out, but tomorrow we got to go hit a bunch of balls? And
I know kids that are homeschooled. Like, hey, to each their own.
Yeah.
And they're really good. And we know kids that have been 7 days a week since they were 6 years old. Right. My daughter's been playing 3 sports. She's in a band.
Of course.
I love all of that.
Right.
This year, as she's transitioning to a new school, 7th grade, she's voluntarily decided, like, I'm just going to focus on golf.
Yeah.
And our thing is, like, we try to do something every day. So we got a putting mat at home, like a great way. Like, you don't have to go to the course to putt. There's like Amazon's, like $40 for these putting mats.
You recommended it. I bought it. Yeah. It's sitting in my house right now.
We've got a great one that's got a ball return, and she'll go and just roll putts for 15 minutes before bed. And like, that's her golf work for the day. But it's like, you're touching golf every day.
Hey, if that helps the putting and shaves 2 or 3 strokes off the score,
that'll get you from an 83 to an 80.
Yeah.
And then we have a net and a little mat in the backyard.
Yeah.
Again, super simple, very inexpensive. You can get really expensive ones. You can get really cheap ones on Amazon. Like just something.
Right.
She can go practice her, swing positions that she works with her coach and just hit balls in the yard.
So you're saying, to be clear, your recommendation is to try and do something golf related a little bit every day, not a ton.
That works for us.
Right.
And again, my daughter's 12. Like, we're, I think, slowly ramping it up.
Yeah.
But it is like we try to touch a golf club,
right?
Whether it's a putter and that doesn't mean go to the course. We try to do something a little bit every day.
I like that. That's
we try to get to the range at least once a week. We're trying to play once a week, whether it's just 9 holes, but trying to just touch a golf club every day.
I think that's good advice, because then you will learn, I believe. Like, there's a giant funnel where all these kids, come to. If you have a certain talent level, you will find the funnel, and then you'll start going into this system where there will be more of a commitment time-wise, especially if there is a chance for your kid to play next level. And we're talking like 13, 14.
And again, in my experience from watching some of these kids that are homeschooled, like we know a girl that's been homeschooled for the last 4 years, I honestly think there's some kind of diminishing returns.
Yeah.
Like practicing 8 hours a day does not mean you're going to be 10 strokes better than a girl that's
better than someone who goes 1 hour a day.
Who practices like
You
we don't
start a
even practice
podcast.
Sometimes it's just 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
But it's just something. And I think that's really, like I've seen the improvement in my daughter. I mean, we're lucky we've got a great coach.
Right.
And she loves the game. And again, that goes back to like those early stages, instill the love for the game.
That has to come first, because through the work, the love has to be there, else you're screwed. And look, as you said, homeschool is like, that's a choice. That's a parental choice. I couldn't do that. I mean, if I was homeschooled, I would have gotten bullied and homeschool.
Well, it's because your brother would be beating up on you.
Brother. No, he'd go to public school and I get bullied by my parents. No, I think the whatever you can do, I guess you have to look at what your capacities are, because my abilities based on my career and my job and my life and how much I'm in town and out of town, it's different than the commitment level that I can give than what you can give to your kid, because you're around in a way, some ways that I'm not. And I feel like I have to be able to set up systems for my kid to feel like they can get a little in, even if I'm not there.
It's just because I'm a better dad.
You are better. And if we are judging by commitment, you are that much better. Like the kid who practices 8 hours a day, you put that much more time.
We all care about our kids. And the truth is like, look, we all love our kids. We want to see our kids do well. And we do the best we can to provide support for them. And again, whether it's homeschool or an hour a day or once a week, those are like, none of these choices are wrong.
Yeah. I mean, there is no one size fits all for our kids, right? And we know that even from their education, from how they learn, and from how they, whatever motivates them. So I love what we've laid out. I love what you've laid out, and I've sort of jumped in on, which is fun, joy, see a little bit of teaching in it, go to the next level, some low-level tournaments to make friends and stuff like that. If there's development within the tournaments, then there is a point at which you have to say, okay, let's crank it up a notch, golf something every day, and then you see what happens.
And again, I've been fortunate that I instilled the love of golf in Emmy. And as she's gotten older, I mean, literally 2 years ago, it's like, why won't you be more focused? Why won't you be self-motivated? But it comes.
Yeah.
It comes with time and maturity. And again, it's like what 9-year-old is like, let me go grind for 4 hours a day. Like, no,
Tiger Woods. That's it. Yeah. There was one
Maybe
9-year-old.
Tiger,
and he probably didn't even want to. Like, his dad was like, no, you're doing this.
Yeah. I honestly don't think any 9-year-old wants that.
No. But
I've seen it with maturity, and we've got friends that are a little bit older, and it's the same thing.
Right.
Like,
you can look in the crystal
I can
ball.
look up ahead a year or two, and like my buddy's kids are like, oh yeah, she's practicing every day on her own, and it comes. It comes.
But then the part that we need help with, and we'll get into that at the end, final segment of the day, is what do we do when we realize that we're not as needed anymore in the day-to-day practicing? Then we got to focus on ourselves. We got to develop a life for ourselves. What the hell is that?
I don't have time for that.
We start a podcast about golf. Thank you, Keita. Speaking of, we're going to take a break. We're going to come back with a great guest on this show. I'm so excited to talk to her. This is Tiger Dads, and don't go anywhere. Don't switch to another podcast on the podcast app.
We'll be back.
Hey, guys, welcome back to the show. And do we have a guest? But I'm going to let Bo introduce her because I feel like you are ingrained in the knowledge.
Super excited. We've had a bunch of pros on the pod, which has been great. This week, we actually have a top 10 amateur in the world.
Let's go.
We have Jasmine Koo joining us, who was a 4-time winner, 3 in a row last year as a freshman at USC.
Amazing.
Getting ready and just started her season at USC as a sophomore.
USC in the finals against Northwestern for women's golf last year. I learned that from you.
I think they were quarterfinals.
Quarterfinals? I learned.
Yeah, quarterfinals against Florida State.
Florida State. All right. So I'm learning. I don't know.
But epic run last year.
Ooh, let's go.
I think a stacked team this year looking pretty good. And again, we're just excited to have Jasmine joining us for a really fresh perspective, because even though she's this dominant player as a freshman, that's
19.
That's like a few years removed from junior golf. So
that's right. Welcome to the show. Glad to have you here.
Thanks for having me. Yeah.
Okay, so this show is about junior golf, and we can get into all the things that you're doing right now for USC, and we will. but we want to take you back to the early beginnings of your golfing life. When did you get started? When did you pick up a club for the first time? And how did it sort of catch hold with you?
Yeah, so the origin story, I guess you can say, is
Yes.
4 years old. That's when I first picked up a club, right? I would say pretty early, I think, in this field, not early at all. But 4 years old, that's when I first picked it up. It was over at Griffith Park. It's called Tregnan Academy.
Know it well?
Yeah, and honestly, that was such an amazing place. I mean, the values that they, taught us were, like, have fun with golf. And, golf is a sport. Have etiquette.
Yes.
Be respectful. And, like, they just taught us those values. And I feel like as a young child, through golf, they taught us a lot. And it was just fun, honestly. And that's what got me into the sport.
Who put you there, mom or dad, and what was the motive behind it?
It was just like, all right, we have these 2 little infants. Mm-hmm. Let's just put them in a bunch of sports and see what they're good at. See what they like.
Yes.
Do you have an older sibling, younger sibling?
Older sibling. He actually plays golf too, over at Pepperdine.
Oh, nice.
That's amazing that
What a
golf
talented
was
family.
what caught for both you guys. That's so cool. And so did you know right away, or were you like, I'm going to try a bunch of things, and you came back to golf?
Yeah, so I was actually a competitive swimmer growing up. So, yeah, I think swimming was like the gnarly, like hands-on push sport growing up as a junior. And then golf was like, just like take my mind off of swim. Like, all right, it's Saturday, let's go. Like, I get to go golf. Like, that was golf to me growing up till like 11.
So golf really started more as the secondary, having fun on the weekends versus competitive swimming. That's really interesting because so many people are pushing their kids full-time golf, maybe like swimming was for you initially. So how old were you when you played like a first tournament?
I don't know if you can consider this a tournament, but the academy, Tregnan Academy, held these like 9-hole tournaments.
At Los Feliz across the way, right?
And if you get good enough, you get to go to Roosevelt. And like they had the system where like if you broke 40, you can go to the white tees. And then if you broke 40 or like 38, then you can go to the blue tees. And there were things like that, like little checkpoints. And it was, I guess that was the first tournament, bunch of little kids there.
That actually, we've talked about like the different stages. Literally before you joined us, we were talking about tournaments and the different stages of, sort of like the JDTs or the very early ones, US Kids, all the way up into like higher level. And that's a really interesting way to do it, I think, for parents to think about like when you can start really close, when you can reach a certain score, slowly move back versus like starting all the way back and like grinding, grinding it out.
Yeah, and I think the good thing about this one was that you're in a familiar landscape. Like, I didn't do any of the US Kids, PGA Junior League, but it was still basically the same context. I mean, probably more cost effective, right, than like traveling this far and, But it was really good. I went through after I quit swim, I went through the JDT, Players Tour, Toyota, AJGA, like that route.
So when did you quit swimming and start playing like JDT?
Right around like, I would say 10 was when I knew swim wasn't for me. It was so funny, actually. I was sitting in my living room one day, and I was like, swimming or golf? It's like, how would I choose? I'm 10 years old. What would I do? I ripped out the eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
Oh, the old school.
Yeah, but the funny thing is it landed on swimming, and I was like, nope, I don't want that. I'm going to play golf.
So the ball don't lie. In your heart, you're like, okay, even though swimming won, I know what I want to do. Yeah. Sometimes that tells you even more than the game itself.
I know.
That's amazing. I love that. And so you knew at that point, okay, I'm going down this direction of golf. You obviously, I'm assuming you had encouragement that you were doing pretty well. Like you knew you had some talent for the game. Was there any point where you're like, okay, now I got to practice every single day? Or were your parents on you like, okay, you're good, so you got to work? Because as dads in this game, we're trying to figure out what is an effective way to help a kid practice more and get more into it, or to nurture their talent, and what is like totally destructive and horrible.
Right. Dad was never really super involved in golf. Interestingly enough, he doesn't play golf at all. Actually, good thing to note, parents don't play golf at all.
Neither of your parents?
None of my parents.
Interesting.
Like, nothing. And my mom's a very nitty-gritty person, right? She has strong values, and she thinks practice is the essence of everything. So she was very tough on me with my practice. but never in competition, right? But very tough on the number of hours that I put in every single day, right? So...
But she didn't stress the results in competition, but really pushed the practice.
Yes, like when I say push to practice, I mean like she wasn't, I mean, from maybe 12 to 15, she was there with me, right? On the golf course, kind of just being like, all right, let's go chip now, or let's go putt now, like things like that. But like, obviously she doesn't know. So she was never like, oh, your chipping looks a little off, or your swing looks a little off. But like, she kind of went hands off about like sophomore year of high school, I would say.
It's always, okay, this is really fascinating because so many dads, like I'm as guilty of this as anybody else, is that we expect these results out of little kids. So we stress the tournaments and the results when we're actually not that focused on like actually practicing. And you see, and even talking about how your mom, that was really, I think, really smart of her to not sweat the technique because she doesn't know. Because I see so many dads on the range who I'm like, I know you don't play golf. I know you have no idea what you're doing. And here you are showing like swing positions to your kid.
Yeah, he's like, hilarious. Here's a YouTube video I watched yesterday. You should try this out.
Yeah. So note to parents, don't try to coach your kids when you don't know what you're doing. If you're a 20 index, don't coach your kids.
Absolutely. Well, wait, who shaped your swing though? If your mom didn't really know or your dad didn't know how to play?
So I had a variety of coaches growing up. I think in the beginning, I honestly don't know his name, but we called him Jimmy, right? And Jimmy was really, really good, just like young kid coach. He taught me my routine, how I need to have a routine before every shot. He taught me how to read greens, very basic stuff. And then after Jimmy, I moved on to this coach called, I don't even know his name either. It was Dragon. We called him Dragon from like 10 to 12.
By the way, this sounds like the Cobra Kai. Like you literally sound like you are training under the Cobra Kai. But yes, continue.
Yeah, so 10 to 12, he really helped me shape my swing. And then after 12, my current coach, James O, he really helped me with technique. And he's kind of like my coach. Yeah.
To this day?
To this day, yeah. It's been like 10 years.
Wow.
Yeah. You've been with James for almost 10 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
James is like a very well-respected coach here in Southern California. Yeah. But what I really want to know is Jimmy, Dragon, if you're listening to this and you want to take credit,
look what you did.
Put it in the comments so we can find you
and buddy.
Tag you.
I mean, that's a big deal though. Those early sort of the routines and the things that you probably still do. Obviously when you keep reaching higher levels, then higher level coaches will dial in the details. Yeah. But someone has to get you started. Someone has to put a shape of a swing together.
Exactly. And
that's so cool that you learn that from them. And then your mom reinforced just by showing up. This is what we say about, I'm a comedian, a writer. They say, how do you write? Well, you show up every day and you write. Yeah. I mean, that's really how you write. Like, how do you get through writer's block? You start writing.
Right.
And it's the same with golf, I think.
Yeah, it's exactly the same. Right, you just gotta show up every day and practice. I mean, there's no way you can get better. No like magic swing tip is gonna get you better. Like you just gotta grind like 12, 13, 14. You just really, really gotta grind. That's the best way you can get better.
So where were you grinding like when you were a kid? So were you in school and then you're after school, mom taking you to like back, obviously you outgrow Tregnan, you're going to Griffith Park, like where, I'm just sort of so curious is like what was the grind routine? Like what,
oh my God. You guys are going to freak out when you hear this. So when I was 11, when I was still swimming, I would go to school. No, I would have morning practice before school, swim. And then go to school, come back, go to the golf course for 3 hours with my mom. And then immediately after, go swim for 2 hours. And then after swim, the sun was down. I would go to Hartwell Golf Club in Long Beach.
Been there, had tournaments there.
Yeah, and just play 9 holes. Rapid fire 3 golf balls, 9 holes. Just work on my iron shots. It was.
Was it a daily routine?
Oh my, yes. At
11.
Yes.
Ooh, how were your grades?
Our children are so lazy.
I know. What the hell are they doing?
Honestly,
no, we're lazy because like we have to be involved in all that stuff.
I'm too lazy to do that.
When I look back on those days, it's like I don't know how I did it, and like I hated my mom at this time.
Right.
I was like, I hate you for forcing me to practice this much.
Right.
right? And I hate you for like making me wake up when I'm taking a nap, whatever. I hate you from like I mean, I'm 12 and I want to hang out with my friends.
Sure.
Right. But now I'm like, I would have never been this good if it wasn't for you. I mean, if your kids hate you now, I'd still say keep pushing them in practice.
So, yeah, I mean, I think that's the difference, right? Because we talk about obviously you're attaining levels that very, very few, right? Like we're talking
Sure.
10 players in the world are in the top 10, right? So very elite company. But we always talk about what the goals are. We had a whole episode about the goals and whether that's to be at an elite level. And I think this is a good point that if you want to, like, this is what it takes. I mean,
yeah, I mean, I think there was probably, I'm assuming that your mom either was told by a coach or sort of saw in you this actual real shot and potential to achieve what you have already achieved. And so she probably was jumping on that and saying, we got to take advantage of this. Because no parent wants to like drive their kid into the ground for no reason.
Right.
So
right.
I think obviously it worked out and that's wonderful. And you turn the feeling towards your mom around, which I'm assuming you have.
Yeah, which is just gratitude. Right.
Right.
How much older is your brother?
1.5 years.
Okay, so did your mom have you and your brother out there grinding together?
Yeah, I think my brother was more, he was with my coach a lot, practicing with my coach a lot. And I was more with my mom just practicing. Right?
Okay, because sometimes it's nice to have, whether it's siblings, you know, and have that ability to like play and practice, and at least have some companionship.
Well, we talk about that. So once you get into tournaments, JDT and whatnot, you start meeting some kids that you see over and over again. Did you make friends through golf? Do you have friends that you still like see out on the college circuit now? I mean, how did that work out for you?
Yeah, so, I mean, every college event I go to, I know maybe half the field, just from all playing junior golf together. And, I mean, people on my team, Kylie Chong, Elise Lee, I grew up playing junior golf with them since I was 10.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm still really close with them. I will say, though, like, having an older brother made golf more fun, for sure. Because, like, you know, when we're chipping, I'm so bored, I'm like losing my mind. And then my brother's like, chipping comp? It's like, yeah, sure. We still have like an hour till my mom picks us up. Right. Let's just do chipping comp. Yeah. Yeah.
So he like engaged you, and I'm going to assume he's probably somewhere on the same level as you if he's playing college golf. Yeah. So you guys could hang.
Yeah.
And you could turn it into something that like the minutes just fly by and you're getting better without even realizing it.
Right. Right.
So smart.
All right. So besides grinding for 3 hours every evening, what tips would you? I mean, obviously, you talk about like really not being happy with your mom at 12, grinding that hard, but to get to sort of like you seem like you really love the game now. Mm-hmm. Any tips you would give parents, you know, or advice of like do this, don't do this, you know?
Like specifically, I think.
And by parents, I mean us.
Yeah, talk directly to us about what we're doing wrong. No, I'm just kidding.
Let me think. Maybe the biggest thing in golf, like golf parents that I see, is not giving their children like a life outside of golf. I see it a lot that parents are doing. They're kind of like stripping away like social life with kids. I mean, school friends, or maybe even like homeschool. I think homeschool is taking it one step too far with golf. I mean, a lot of golf, like, you know, golf pursuers would disagree with the homeschool thing. But I think schools are important to nurture personality, right? There's also like values that golf teaches you, like, let's say etiquette or like honesty, diligence, like discipline. Mm-hmm. They're values that golf teaches you outside of like, I don't know, hitting it the closest to the pin, hitting it the highest. So like that, I think it's like school's important to go to because it teaches your kids those like, gives your child personality.
Yeah. So you're saying on some level, make sure you keep your kids in touch with the world around them in addition to golf. Like yes. Don't isolate them into golf so much that obviously like, I think at some point, if you are on that track towards like where you are, I think it will intensify just naturally. But I think you're saying that parents don't need to intensify it unnaturally before that point. Is that fair to say?
Yeah. That's actually, yeah.
We don't need to like take it up to level 10 before it needs to go to level 10.
Right. I mean, the only exception is if your kid wants it. Right. That's
a
the
good
only
point.
exception. Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess you kind of meeting your kid where they are. And that, well, this is what we struggle with. All right, we'll be honest with you. This is what we struggle with as golf parents is how much do we turn the dials and push a little bit if we feel like maybe if they could do a little bit more, or how much do we just let it be in their hands and let them find the love of the game? Like, you know, it's hard to know whether you're pushing the bicycle up the hill and then letting go and it goes down, or if you're pushing and it's flat and they can do it on their own. You know what I mean?
Right.
So like, let me pick up from that. So you said that when you were about 15, your mom basically was hands off.
She did. She kind of backed into and let the coaches take over.
No, it was more just like it. I mean, I stopped telling my mom like what my coach told me during lessons, because every day when I left the car, she'd be like, "Oh, remember to do this. Did you do this correctly?" Like that, and like at 15, she like never really asked about what I did for practice today, or she just dropped me off and picked me up.
And then by that point, at 15-ish, you were like, would you say you were pretty self-motivated and like self-driven to keep that grind?
No, like if I was 15 and I had my own car, there was no way I would have been as good. No way.
No way.
No way.
Isn't that crazy? So then that was good that your mom pushed you through that time.
Yeah.
So it is sometimes parents know that I'm pointing to a camera that doesn't. All right. But yes, we struggle with that. When are we pushing too hard? When are we not? I think we should trust our instincts and just try to feel it out a little bit. But sometimes I do think we're in a moment in the world where I don't want to cast this on a whole generation. I don't want to like be the old, I'm not a boomer, I'm Gen X. If anyone says boomer, in your face. But we look at Gen Z and we're like, they just don't want to work as hard. Well, I don't think that's true. But I think when we Gen X in our era, we were forced to push through and play through some pain and get to the other side as athletes. We were actually asked to be like, hey, you're going to be uncomfortable, but when you come through it, you're going to feel good about it. And I feel like parents don't do that as much now unless you're on the highest end, like elite level. Am I wrong about that?
Elite.
Like this. But like, what if my kid's not on the elite level, but could be better? Can I do that? Is what I'm asking you. I want permission from you.
Permission from me.
I'm kidding.
How old is
my daughter's 11, a year younger than his daughter. And she's like a couple years behind in terms of how much she's been in the sport, like seriously. Mm-hmm. But, you know, I notice her improving, but like also wondering how much to push.
This is a reminder, right? So Jasmine's a perfect reminder where, you know, people are like, oh, we started too late, right. Or, you know, and we've talked about like, okay, so you were a competitive swimmer, really got serious 10, 11, right? That's Noah's age now. And you've been playing at Tregnan as a kid, but like it was only 10, 11, and 8 years later, you're top 10 in the world, right? So it doesn't like, you know,
doesn't
just because you're starting later
right.
doesn't mean you shouldn't try.
Yeah, I mean, I think like as long as you're like 10, 11, as long as you picked up a club by then and you know like how to swing a club, I don't think it's too late. But like, let's go back to the dials. Yeah. I think it's important for tournament dials, it's important to sign your kid up for tournaments, right? I think signing your kid up, that dial should be raised. Practice, the number of hours should be raised. I think at 10, 11, the intensity doesn't matter. It really does not matter. It's just how long they're at the chipping green for, right? How long they're at the range, how long they're at the putting green for. I think that dial should be turned up almost, say like 95%, really.
Interesting. I like that.
This one goes to 11.
Yeah, these go to 11. No, that's brilliant. I like that because it fits back into that notion of show up. When you show up, what you're not realizing by showing up on a daily basis is that you are improving, whether you think you are or not, whether you can see it on the grand scale or not. Just by getting those reps in every day, you're getting better, right? You can't help it.
Yeah, no, it's interesting. Just this year, my daughter's 12. She's turning 13 pretty soon, but she was playing multiple sports. Golf's always been the primary, We've played a lot of tournaments. We traveled a lot, primarily because we just have fun doing it. But this year she was like voluntarily, she's like, I'm quitting all other sports.
Focusing.
I'm just going to focus on golf.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is we talk about this. We touch clubs every day, whether it's just, even if we're just at home and she's putting on the mat, she's, ramping up something every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it feels like if your goal is to put yourself in position to play D1 college golf or play at a high level in your high school golf and maybe have a chance to play at the collegiate level, you kind of have to do that, sounds like.
Can we pivot? I'm actually fascinated before Jasmine has to leave us or gets bored of us and wants to leave. Can you tell us a little bit about that like recruiting process? Because that's something we haven't talked about here. We've talked a lot about juniors, but like jumping ahead. Yeah. You're playing Tour Cup, AJGA. At what point coach is recruiting you? It's got to feel pretty good. Like, tell us a little bit about that.
I think recruiting process is a very boring topic to ask me because I committed on June 17th, which is 2 days after.
So you kind of already knew where you wanted to go.
Yeah. Justin was following me around at, I would say, age 14, 15, 16.
At what level were you at that point?
That's the USC head coach.
I know, but which tour were you in JDT? You were in, obviously.
I was in like the Toyota Tour Cup level, I would say.
So here in Southern California, that's like the third level up. That's like the highest level.
Yes, there's JDT, Players Tour, which Toyota. Players Tour is where most junior golfers are at, I would say. Toyota Tour Cup, and then the highest, the elite, is the AJGA.
Which is more of a national.
Yes. But, I knew that USC would respect me as a golfer, and they wanted me, so it was pretty simple for me. Like, I wanted to go.
So Justin was recruiting you early. You kind of knew.
Yeah. Yeah. But I think, like, going back to just, like, the process of, like, getting there, like, recruiting and all, it's, like, it's frustrating, and it's, like, my sophomore year, I didn't know that Justin was going to offer me, right? I actually developed the putting yips because of nerves, because of pressure.
Getting anxious about school and...
Yeah.
Actually, my parents started pushing me really hard out of nowhere because of recruiting.
Oh.
And it was also because, interesting story. So Asian parents, they need to make sure you excel at something.
Hang on a second. That's the first I've ever heard of that. All right, go ahead.
Whether it be athletics or academics.
Sure.
Right. So now I'm sophomore in high school. My mom is like, SAT prep, tutor. I'm like, damn. Like, I don't want to do that, Mom. She's like, well, like, if you don't get your ranking up, like, you got to do SAT prep. I'm like, so I made a deal with my mom. If I get top 50 in my class, then I don't have to do SAT prep.
Top 50 academically in your class?
No.
Top 50 ranking in golf.
Your like JGS
Copy
ranking?
That.
Yes, my JGS
Got
ranking.
you.
And she's like, okay. She just said okay. I mean, it took a lot of convincing. It wasn't just an okay.
Right.
But she said okay to that, and I worked really hard because I did not want to do SAT prep. But I think because of that, like, that really helped. But then on the flip side, then the pressure from parents for golf got really extreme. And then also, like, internal pressure. I really wanted to go to school.
Sure.
And I think, like, a lot of parents don't realize how much we internally want something to happen, right? Like, we get frustrated after rounds. We really don't want a 3-putt. Like, we don't want to hit an OB.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I developed the putting yips, and then, like, after I committed, it, like, went away. But then, I had some really bad tournament scores, but, like, Justin didn't seem to care, right? And I think college coaches, they kind of just look at your potential and a lot of things, like who you are as a person, and also, like, little things like how high do you hit the ball? Do you brush your club? Like, do you clean your club after every shot? Like, little things like that. Just overall, like, attitude and things. It's more than just like, oh my God, I shot 75 today. Yeah.
Right. Well, I think that's great. So that's a great lesson for parents out there. If your kid is super motivated by not wanting to study for school, they might be into golf. I think that's what we learned here today. No, but that is really interesting that you're like, I think I understand where the pressure came from. Not that I'm going to play like psychologist here, but like, I think your parents were like, okay, we have golf and we have academics. We have two possibilities for our child to advance and achieve her dreams and do what she wants to do. I'm speaking as a parent who has a 16-year-old now. As soon as you took one off the table, they're like, okay, all of our pressure that was in both is now all going into this basket. And you better get this right. That's what, because parents always think we know more than our kids because we're like, we've lived more life. Sometimes we don't. And they were like, you better get this right because you took that one off the table.
Yeah.
And so that's, I kind of in a weird way understand it, but I'm sorry that you had to deal with like all that pressure. That's such a tough thing for a kid to deal with.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't like take that back, right? Like, I mean, it's hard to like look at my parents now. I'm still 19 and be like, this is what they did right. This is what they did wrong. I think one thing that my parents have admitted to doing wrong was having too high of expectations for me. They did admit that they did that wrong recently. And they were like, yeah, because our expectations were way too high. We were pushing you way too hard, even though you've proved to us that you can be disciplined on your own. I think proof is one thing, trust and proof, right? It's like, once your kid shows that they can, you know, practice and like be disciplined on their own, like I think that's when you're like, all right, I should trust them and like kind of back off a little, right? But because their expectations are so high, if I showed the little bit of, oh, like I don't really want to practice today, then they'd be like, oh my God, no, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
It's a hard balance because as parents, we just want to see our kids succeed.
Yeah.
And I look at it like my parents. My parents were the Asian parents. My mom was the who like just ground me down. But in hindsight, I look back, and I'm sure it's the same with your parents. There's no manual, so we're just trying to do the best we can, and that's why like I don't even like saying like my mom did anything wrong. It's just that like I've learned to try to do things differently with my daughter. So I'm trying to find the balance of like motivating her, pushing her without putting that kind of pressure that I got put on. And so I'm like reactive, like I parent opposite from how I was parented.
Yeah, it's just such a guessing game.
Yeah.
Well, it totally is. But you can draw from your own experiences like he did. I became a comedian, which I'm so grateful that my parents like opened up and were like, yeah, I mean, and I was not funny when I made that decision. My brother and I were not great. And they were like, well, if that's what you want to do, they wanted us to be happy. So I now know what that took inside of me, and I knew that the like passion, the fire was there. The talent just wasn't quite there yet. But as a parent now, I'm constantly trying to figure out what is the thing that's going to unlock the passion, and then I will go wherever that passion goes. Because I know that my parents did that for me, and that felt so good.
Yeah,
they trusted when I didn't even really know, but I had the desire. So it's like that game for me.
We talk about like we're just trying to instill the love of golf in our children,
right?
And push them just enough. Like I don't have any expectation that my daughter is going to end up at top 10 in the world. I mean, if she's self-motivated, that's great. But you know, you hear me? You got to be self-motivated 3 hours every afternoon. She has a love of golf. I've already instilled that in her. She and I have had a chance to travel all over, and she's playing high-level tournament golf and keeps getting better. And hopefully one day she can play at USC too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, so now you're at USC. Now you're playing on the collegiate level in high-level golf, Division I, Big Ten. Are you finding that you're making relationships with your teammates? Obviously, these are all kids who kind of grew up the same way you did, elite in their class, and now you're coming together. Like, has that been a great social moment for you, a real connector moment for you with these other golfers who are trying to achieve the same goal as you?
Yeah, it's, oh my God, college golf is so special because, you know, like all of your friends that you make in junior golf growing up, they're in the end, they're competitors.
That's right.
Right. And like, these are your teammates. Like I live with 3 of my teammates right now, and it's like, you know, all of their personal problems are their social problems, family problems. Like I hear all of it, and they're like an actual friend.
Yeah.
That, you know, I'm rooting for them in a tournament. I'm like, I really hope, like I want her to birdie out. Like I really want her to do well. Like things like that. It's just like so different because like you make a true connection to somebody who's so like you. Right. I mean, we all had different upbringings. Like Catherine Park, who's gonna, hopefully, she'll be on this episode. She just had a much different upbringing than I did with parents in golf. And I think like, but we still like took the same pathway as in we still played in all of these junior events and we still grinded, right? No matter how it was like forced upon or pushed upon.
College golf's tough though too, because even within the team, you often are competing for playing time, right? I mean,
Oh yeah.
maybe you're not, but other players on the team are, competing to get spots, to travel.
Yeah, I mean, last year we didn't have qualifying, which helped their team bond a lot.
Sure.
Right. This year we do. We've only had one, so no drama because of qualifying yet. But there is like a level of, okay, she's practicing a lot, and she's like threatening my spot for this tournament. So I should probably go practice this much. It's very easy to practice in college, I will say.
Because the facility's available to you. It's probably within walking distance of your dorms, or is it close? Or
no, it's just because I have a calendar and it tells me where and when to practice.
Okay.
Yeah, and I go up there, all the cones are set up. I'm like, all right, let me just do my thing.
The logistics have all been handled.
It's nice to have someone do it for you. That is pretty awesome.
Yeah, and as parents, I guess you guys have to be the coaches, right?
Well, we have to
in the college coach, yeah.
Right, or we're the support staff that helps the coach do the coaching. So we're the ones who help with the practice, and the coaches are the ones who make the adjustments.
I just set up a hitting bay in my office, so when my daughter comes to my office after school to do her homework, she can hit some balls.
I just set up a net in my backyard.
Yeah.
Miraculously. The person who can't set up anything. This is fantastic.
This was
Thank you
great.
so much for your time.
Yeah.
Jasmine, thanks again for joining us. Good luck this season. We'll be watching you. Everyone else, can you tell everybody where to sort of follow you, how to track your season?
Yeah, I mean, just on USC Women's Golf Instagram or website. It's all there, clipped, if you want to see the full leaderboard. Yeah.
Do you want to share
Do you have your own Instagram?
Oh, yeah, it's it's Jasmine Koo, but the I is ._. So the I is sideways. Yeah.
I like that. That's cool. Okay, so Jasmine Koo, the I is sideways ._. I'm sure if you search for it, they'll find you. Follow her so you can know what she's up to. And good luck. I think we're going to someday soon be like, hey, we had her in this chair, and now she's out in some LPGA tournaments kicking ass. That's what I believe.
Yeah. Or maybe this podcast will blow up. I mean, hey, that's me. That's me.
We saw her on that podcast, and now we're fans.
And we'll have one more segment when we come back with Jasmine with Emmy's Shotgun Start rapid fire questions.
That's right.
So
Stick around.
We'll be back. Thank you. All right. Welcome back to Tiger Dads. We're here with Shotgun Start with Emmy Labasse, my daughter, and Jasmine Koo. Emmy, take it away.
Okay. Ready?
Yeah.
So, first question is what are some music artists that are on your range playlist?
My range playlist. Harry Styles, Train, and any EDM. Yeah.
Okay. And then most embarrassing moment on the golf course.
My God, I duffed a chip in front of the Stanford coach twice. That wasn't my.
Was that in competition?
Yeah.
You duffed it twice.
It was a tight, wet lie.
Wait, if it's a wet lie, don't you get relief? If it's in water?
It's slightly. You know when it's
it's
slightly
mud, but not really mud?
Yeah. And the grass is a little tight.
Ew, I don't like it when they do that. You know when it's like that, and then if you duff it and it gets in the mud, and then you're not allowed to clean it, and there's just that one chunk of mud that you can't get rid of, but you're stuck looking at.
Yeah, yeah.
I hate that.
And then you have to chip it again. Yeah.
I don't like that. That makes me cringe. Okay. What was the hardest thing to overcome in your golf game?
I think when playing bad. Growing up, I was always playing well, always winning. And then once I hit AJGA, I was like, wow, I'm not winning anymore. And then I actually hit a point where I didn't have enough stars playing in AJGAs, had to go back down to Toyota. Spent a year in Toyota again, but then grinding the stars again. That was probably the hardest thing. Yeah.
So it's kind of a humbling experience.
Right.
That would make me angry.
Right, but you wouldn't quit because of that.
No.
Yeah.
And then golf superstitions.
Golf superstitions. If I look at a leaderboard during the rounds, I must make a bogey. I must make a bogey. I don't know. I don't know.
You are gonna make a bogey if you look at the leaderboard, or like you'll purposely make a bogey if you.
No, like I'm just gonna make a bogey. Like no matter what I do, a bogey is gonna come my way. Yeah,
that's not good. I always do. Never step on a birdie. So if like an opponent makes a birdie on the last hole, they have to go before me. They have to tee off before me. Because I've had times where I've stepped on a birdie and I immediately have gone like double, and that's not normal.
Yeah. Do you have the birdie on the first hole superstition?
No. What's the birdie on the first hole superstition?
When I was a junior golfer, everybody was like, damn, you birdied the first hole. It's not going to be a good day. Everybody had that superstition.
I've been the opposite. If I make a birdie on the first hole, it is a good day.
Well, I mean, yeah, you start the round 1 under.
Yeah. And then we also did this thing where like, we can't break our like routine. And that's not like swing routine. That's like tournament prep routine. So one time I was in a tournament and it was in between holes and we were like waiting on a group. And my friend was like, hey, you want a gummy worm? And I was like, yeah, I'll take a gummy worm. And then I took the gummy worm and I was like, my dad was like, don't eat it. If you eat put away the gummy bear, play the hole, and then eat it after. And I was like, why? And he was like, just because. And I was like, no, I'm just going to eat it now. So I ate it. Then I made a double.
And my dad, regular double, you topped it into the water.
I topped it into the water and made a double.
At this point, it was clear she was in cruise control winning the tournament. Like we were 15 holes in, 14 holes in. Cruise control.
My dad got so mad. He's like, Emmy, why did you eat the gummy bear? You're never supposed to stray from your routine, and we're never going to do this ever again. So now we're like in a tournament, and I'll be like, someone will offer me a granola bar. I'll be like, no, go. Like, walk back to your ball. Like, don't take anything from other people until the end of the round. Oh, so that's a thing now. I'm not allowed to have gummy worms or gummy bears or whatever.
Don't break the routine.
Favorite and least favorite club in the bag and why?
I love my 60 degree.
Me too.
Because my 60 degree produces a lot of freaking spin. Right. And it can also go really high. It can also get me out of a lot of trouble. Just like it a lot. Also spend the most time with my 60 degree. My least favorite club in the bag is my potato, the hybrid, the 3 hybrid. My bag. I call it a potato because it looks like a potato. If it's doing great that day, I call it a sweet potato.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
That's another superstition I have. I don't like to say which ones I like least because I always get scared that they're going to come get me. And it'll be when I least expect it.
Total aside, and not to take away your segment, but I was just thinking about all of the tournaments you've played, from the Chevron and playing a majors and amateur to like the Augusta Women's Am. Do you have a favorite? Like, was there a favorite golf course tournament experience?
There was a tournament in Japan that I played. A junior event. It was 3 girls and 3 guys representing the U.S. And I would say there were over 20 countries being represented that week. And it was my first time ever going to Asia to play a golf event, completely different golf course. And every day, my group didn't speak English. I mean, I played really well. I won the event. I liked it, right? That was a positive. But besides that, like, I just freaking love going overseas to like compete. That was pretty freaking
I really want to play in Asia. Like, I feel like it would be really fun to play in Vietnam or the Philippines.
Yeah.
Because there's a player that I know that like is from the Philippines, and she said that on the course they have mango trees, and you grab a rake and you smash them, and then you take the mango, and it's like it's fresh and it's like
and
like
you take
fruity
it home?
and it's juicy. No, you like eat it on the course.
Whoa.
I guess you could take it home too, but like, not the point. I would
That's
really want
really
to do
cool.
that.
Yeah, golf
That
is
would
just
break the routine.
That would break the routine.
break the routine. Yeah, golf's just different elsewhere. It's not the same.
Golfers are crazy. Golf out of the country is crazy.
Yeah. Emmy, who is your favorite PGA Tour golfer?
Ludwig Oberg.
Mm.
He was very nice because like at the Genesis, you know how they have the little putting green, like like it's gated off thing. I don't know. I was just like waiting there, and I was just standing there waiting for him to come to his bag, and he came over. And then he gave me like 2 golf balls and a picture.
Aw, that's
Yeah.
very nice of him.
Oh, and I also really like Tommy Fleetwood. Oh my gosh, when he just won, me and my friend were like literally crying because we were waiting for so long. We were like, "Go, Tommy, go! Let's go, Tommy!" 'Cause we were so excited that he had his first win. We were like screaming, and it was so fun.
Yeah, our friends were exactly like that.
And
too.
I went to TGL.
Yeah.
And we had like some of the passes backstage, or like not backstage, but like on the field. And so we were standing there, and Tommy like stopped practicing, and he went around to like all the kids in the stadium and gave everybody autographs, and he was like chatting with all the kids. He like came up to us, and he was like chatting with us, and he was like, we got a picture, and he was super nice, like just very friendly. So
Yeah.
Tommy's great.
Tom is great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, now onto the LPGA. Whose game do you want on the LPGA the most? Like if you could just copy paste their game. Or okay, let's go simpler. Maybe their swing.
Probably I like Nellie's because she does that like pool noodle thing. Because like I can never like her arms like when they like almost like pin like that. I don't know if pin's the right word. Not pin, but like she wears this pool floaty on her arm when she's practicing, and then when she takes it back, like I have a lot of trouble with my position too, like right there, because I always take it like outside or inside, and then I like dip backwards. So I feel like if I could nail that like Nelly, that would be like very good.
Nice. Yeah, I want Nellie's swing too. That'd be nice.
Me 3.
I used to have John Daly's swing. I would bring it like all the way back. It was so bad. It was. You want Charles Barkley's swing?
He's not good at golf, no. Yes.
Yeah.
But he seems like a positive dude to play golf with.
He seems like he'd be a fun
He would
partner,
be
I
a
think.
fun. He would be a fun foursome, you know.
Yeah.
What about dream foursome? Want to ask her a dream foursome?
Dream foursome.
Dream foursome. Oh my God. Okay. Minwoo Lee. Michael Phelps. I think you always have to have a non-golfer in the group. Michael Phelps. And Charlie Hall. Sounds like a group.
That sounds like a group.
That would be a fun group.
Well, I think that's a wrap.
That's a wrap.
That's a wrap.
Before we get into other stuff.
I don't think we need to say we give an out because we already did. But thanks again.
Yeah. Thanks, Emmy. That was really fun.
That was fun.
All right.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Straight down the middle. It went straight down the middle.